Hey, hi everyone, welcome back to Frontend Insight. In today's video, we will learn how to generate the Fibonacci sequence in JavaScript. Okay, so we will go through it step by step using a simple and easy to understand approach. By the end, you will know how to code this sequence yourself. So let's jump right in. We need a JavaScript function that takes a number as input and it will generate the Fibonacci sequence up to that many terms. Okay, so what is the Fibonacci sequence? Okay, so in a Fibonacci sequence, each number is the sum of the two preceding numbers. It usually starts with 0 and 1. So 0, 1, then 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, like this. Okay, so we will use loop to calculate each term in the sequence up to the specified count. Let's walk through the code step by step. Okay, so we will define a function called generate Fibonacci. Okay, this is the function. We will take one parameter here, the num terms. This is our function. Okay, so and this num terms represent the number of terms we want in the sequence. So inside the function we initialize an empty array and okay, let's empty array let Fibonacci sequence okay, and we take it as an empty. So what we do here, this is we initialize empty array to store the sequence. Okay, to store the sequence Fibonacci number as we calculated. Okay, so the next step. So next step we use the if condition. Okay, if num terms is 0 or negative, we return an empty array because no terms are requested. Okay, so if num terms is less than or equal to 0, then we return Fibonacci sequence. Okay, so we do this because no terms requested. No terms requested. Okay, so next we need to check if num terms is 1, we return 0 since the first term in Fibonacci is 0. Okay, so if num terms is equal to 1, so if num terms is 1, then we return array of 0. Okay, so we are returning the first term. Return the first term. First term only because the num terms are 0 or in 1 only in this case. Okay, so let's initialize the first two terms. So these two terms, if we don't have any num terms or we have the single for one term only. Okay, so in this case this logics works perfectly fine, So if we initialize the first two terms, means if we have first two terms, okay, so then Fibonacci sequence, then we will write 0, 1. Okay, so here we start the sequence with first two terms. Okay, so if we need more than one terms, we start by adding the first two terms of the sequence 0 and 1 to the Fibonacci sequence array. Okay, so we have added that here. Okay, so now we need to write the loop to calculate the remaining terms. So now we loop starting from the third position. So index is 2 up to num terms. Okay, so let me write the loop for let I is equal to 2, and I less than num terms I plus plus. Let next term okay, let me write the code first, then I will explain the code. I minus 1 plus Fibonacci sequence I minus 2, then we will push Fibonacci sequence dot push, then we will push the next term here. Okay, let me explain this code now. Okay, so now we loop starting from the third position. So index is 2 up to the num terms. Okay, so inside the loop we calculate each next term as the sum of two previous terms in the sequence of Fibonacci sequence of I minus 1 plus Fibonacci sequence of I minus 2. So then we add next term to the Fibonacci sequence. We are pushing the next term in the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, now we need to return Fibonacci sequence. Okay, so after the loop finishes, the Fibonacci array contains all the terms we wanted, so we return it as a result. Okay, so let's test it. Log generate Fibonacci, and let's take example as 7. Okay, let me test it. Let's test it. So we got the expected output. So the output is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. So we are calculating up to 7 terms only. So that because of that it is giving the output up to 8. Okay, so here we call generate Fibonacci with 7 to get the first 7 terms of the Fibonacci sequence. The output should be 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Okay, so that is what we get. Okay, in the term of sequence. Okay, so let me explain you the give you the walkthrough of the execution. Okay, so we pass the input 7. Okay, then we start with 0 and 1. Okay, so in the first iteration I is equal to 2, then the next term is Fibonacci sequence of uh, I minus 1 means 2 minus 1, 1 plus 2 minus 2, 0. Okay, so our result becomes 0, 1, 1. In the likewise in the third case, our result becomes 0, 1, 1, 2. In the third iteration, the i's value will be 4, and our Fibonacci sequence becomes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. In the fourth iteration, the i's value will become a 5, and our Fibonacci sequence becomes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. On the fifth iteration, the i's value is 6. Okay, so Fibonacci sequence becomes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Okay, so the final array is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Okay, so that is the expected output we get. Okay, yeah, so and there you have it. Okay, this is how you generate the Fibonacci sequence in JavaScript using a simple iterative approach. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified about the future videos. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions for other topics. Thanks for watching and happy coding.